some of the things I noticed within contracted energy in the sacral chakra would be around needing to do things right. Got to be perfect. We've got to do things in regimented ways.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman.
And welcome everybody to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. So grateful to be with you. I'm looking forward to diving in to talk to you about the Sacral Chakra. After doing thousands of energy scans of people's chakras, I'm here to reveal some of the fun things, the interesting things that I pick up on in people's sacral chakras. As I go through this, hopefully it can be a guide for those of you that have already taken energy scan training or plan on taking energy scan training in the future. If you have your own way of doing intuitive energy readings, this information also might be valuable for you to be able to identify some more things in your particular way of reading. All right, so what is it that the sacral chakra is all about? Let's get into it a little bit. And again, today is not meant to go comprehensively in all the things that the sacral chakra might represent, but is to give you just some clues, some hints, some secrets. So the sacral chakra is that place where the emotional, sexual, spontaneous, creator energy flows. It's a representation of that in part. And so when I'm looking there, I'm looking for various different patterns. When I'm doing my energy scan, I'm looking for potentially the sense of tightness is, again, the tightness or contraction. And when I see the contractions, some of the things I notice within contracted energy in the sacral chakra would be around needing to do things right. Got to be perfect. We've got to do things in regimented ways. That all gets created because maybe at some point there's just too much creative energy without enough grounding, and therefore things don't work out and the details weren't attended to. Now we got to tighten it up and allow ourselves to rein in the creative energy so that we make sure we keep everything that we do go to create really ironed out well. So that's one of the many patterns, that are possible that I'll discover when I do an energy scan for you, or one of my students does an energy scan for you. So I realized that this sacral chakra energy is absolutely the most powerful chakra in experiencing more fulfillment and joy in many ways, right? I mean, the heart chakra, you can't beat that one, but it is that place also that resides with the inner child energy, the spontaneous wild child. So when it is reined in, if it feels suppressed emotionally, energetically, that wild child is not able to come out and play the way it would be able to otherwise. So those are all the things that I sense. Now, some people do. They have some activated, perky energy in their sacral chakra, so they tend to be a bit more childlike or having fun in life, and I can pick up on that right away. I can pick up on things around what may be hidden, like maybe they have secrets, secret memories, secret things in the family, secrets. I pick up on a lot of secret type of energy within that sacral chakra because it's an emotional type of memory, and I could find it in that sacral chakra. So my brief scans, I usually just can pick up. I just pick up a little bit on it, and then if I really drill into it, I can perceive, what it might be all about. Like, oh, it seems like it's this type of secret, that kind of secret. So I hold back sometimes on sharing all the secrets that I'm seeing if I feel that maybe sharing it all at once might be a bit too much for someone, depending on the setting of the reading. So, could be that there could be rape, there could be various types of abuses that I pick up that show up a little stronger in that sacral chakra. And so I will be, sensitive. Also, There are times when I do pick up more if I focus on it, of course, even extra around the sexual energy. And I don't usually get into that too much unless I know the client better or they want me to talk about, those sorts of things, which has happened every once in a great while. Thousands of energy scans. I've only had a handful or two of women that, yeah, I would say a handful or two of women that really asked me directly to look into that aspect of their sacral chakra. So, sometimes I'll bring it up if it's really strong and I feel like it's really important to share. Otherwise, I don't usually get into that. Not, honestly, I feel like I might embarrass some people. So I tend to stay away with that from that because 90% plus, 95% maybe of the people I work with are women. So, men, maybe I'd be more willing to go there. So anyway, that's just, but that is part of it. You'll see if there's repression there, if you'll see if there's more of an adventurous side there. You'll see if the energy is flowing there or not. There's, we could go on and on the sexual energy aspects. Uh, so yeah, so as far as um, the flow of the energy there. What are some of the other things that I pick up on? I pick up on like with the creative energy, exactly what type of creative energy is flowing there. I might just get it in general. Like you've got a lot of creative energy. You want to generate a lot of stuff. I might just get that general sense to get started. Then maybe specifics come to me. It might be something with music or art or writing or something that's, or even, music. So all different types of things may show up as the expression that wants to come through the sacral chakra. And so I just noticed that, make a note of it. And, every once in a while, people are like, I don't know about that. But, I would say, again, a huge percentage of the time, either it's something they've actually done in the past that I'm picking up on, and maybe they need to get back to it, or something they've been considering doing. And usually, if it's like, I don't know about that, something they haven't leaned into yet. So, therefore, it doesn't seem like their thing to do maybe yet. So yeah, but I find different creative avenues. I mean, one aspect of being able to feel fulfilled in life is are we actually, getting that expression happening through our sacral creative, energy. Like for me, I feel a sense of that when I do a podcast. I'm creating something, I'm creating content, I'm creating a presentation in a sense. I'm showing up, I'm presenting, right? So that satisfies and activates my sacral chakra. So if you want to activate your sacral chakra more, start allowing yourself to be more spontaneous and following your joyful flow. When people say I'm following my joy, or sometimes with the women's circles these days, and then maybe with guys to some degree, they follow your whatever your I'm not one to use the language. I guess I'm a stuffy old 56-year-old, maybe. I don't know. Follow your private part energy. Where does that want to go? What feels good there? So all that stuff. Yeah, like that is definitely where the joy, flows for sure. I mean, just a matter of fact, that's where the joy really is. I mean, with sexual energy, hey, we'll talk about it here today a little bit. Sexual energy, yeah, if it's not expressed, in one way or another, or put into something, into an expression, it will build and build and build. And so for men, I'll speak for men rather than for women. But for men, as we almost everybody knows, it builds up and builds up. It becomes a tension, and so that tension builds up. But yeah, as some of you know too, you can utilize, and that'll build up for women too, for some women. And what we want to go ahead, and one of the things you can do if you want to is if you want to increase your radiant joy, in your body, is you abstain, from any expression sexually, and you allow yourself to transmute that energy in your body. And it's a simple process. It's really just sitting with all the energy that's you sense there in your sacral chakra, and just allowing yourself to feel it infuse and embody and be embodied with throughout every cell in your body. And it's sort of just a meditative type of practice. And Personally, I found it to be a natural thing to integrate it when I've chosen to, do that with that energy. It does increase your joy and your radiance. And so it does. So guys, especially for guys, women too, though, this actually is a huge key if you choose to do it. It can really increase your vibrancy and your magnetism, right? So, so anyway, so it's a choice. It's a choice. You can do that. Anyway, just thought I'd share that bit about the sacral chakra energy because that's where it all emanates, is from that chakra. And let's see, emotionally, like, have they worked through their emotions, or so a lot of bottled up, suppressed emotions? A lot of people that I energy scan are a little bit better there, right? They've done a lot of healing work and whatnot, so it tends to be a little bit healthier, a lot healthier sometimes, but there usually are still some repressed feelings or emotions that I can sense. Might be able to speak to them, whether they're grief or it's an old depressive energy that may or may not be active right now, but I can feel it and sense it. Could be anger, could be all, types of emotions, frustration, disappointment, sadness. And when we can, flip that energy. And that's where when I'm doing, energy work for people, I specifically will dial into that energy and attune it and shift it to frequency so that it can flip into the energy it wants to be in. So a transmutation of energy. When I work privately with people in private sessions, we can talk and dialogue directly with the energies, and things that have been holding you back for a long time can disappear in a single session because we can transmute that energy right from sad child to joyful child in one session, for example, or whatever may be the case in each energy center, what might be going on. So yeah, so we want to, just when we're scanning, is assess those things. If we want to propose, doing something about that for the client, if we're doing an initial scan, then we can go ahead and talk about what it might be like to flip that energy around, or to process that energy, or to embody the energy, or whatever, make transmute it, etc., and how that might impact their life. We can activate this energy. You'll be creating, you'll be writing books night and day or something like that, right? Because those also the energy is activated, just wants to do what it wants to do, and you're trusting it, you're flowing with it. If you can get that on board for somebody energetically, it can make a huge difference in what's possible for them. Sometimes in business, what I do is if there's been a tightness, a controlled child energy, we can unlock that, bring in a powerful energy, whether it's masculine or feminine. Sometimes people need more masculine or feminine energy in each chakra too. And I'm thinking one of my men, it's need more fire energy in the sacral, more masculine energy in the sacral. And so activating that allows them to have new business success because now they're not holding back on their creative energy and their power as it relates to the power center and connected to the power center as well, typically, and infusing all that energy of divine masculine and I want to say penetrating energy that, will help drive things forward. Whereas if it's just kind of sitting there, things and not really, it's just kind of barely moving things forward, things are, then the business is flatter, right? So we want to activate that energy so that it's just pinging the manifestation of what's truly desired. So that's all the beauty of that aspect, the sacral chakra. There's so many things to get into. It's like a box of chocolate or whatever. You never know what else we might get, like, because it's endless, the things we can talk about with each chakra, all the different scenarios, permutations. So we just wanted to get into a few things today, and I'm going to share some more. I do want to share with you if you're finding all this fascinating, you'd like to learn more about all this, especially in overall with scanning and energy scanning, go to Energy Scan Secrets. Go to Energy Scan Secrets. My next call I have coming up, we'll put a link in the notes below. And when you come to the call, we won't be doing this sort of thing, this really, but I'll be talking about, how you can actually do this tuning in directly. Not at this level, not at this depth, but to get you started to do that type of work. And you'll get the actual secrets from my, paid training. In part, the basics, the first couple of steps to get you started. And it's for free, because my thing is to ignite more of you to trust your natural, intuitive, and psychic gifts. So check that out at Energy Scan Secrets. Call, or however we have it labeled down there. It's a call that I do through Zoom. Check that out below. If you want to come to my energy scan training where I teach you the in-depth methods to, really explore all this in-depth sort of stuff that I'm talking about on these podcast episodes through the chakras, and more. It's more comprehensive. I go through the training. It's more comprehensive in a way. It might not be um, like as deep in other ways. So it's like it's just different. But it will show you how to tune into those chakras. And the manual I give you shows you, what to be looking for, which is very helpful for my practitioners that you get through the training and you can utilize then. So take a look at Energy Scan Secrets. Call will be step number one. Get registered if you're anxious and interested about Energy Scan training. It's an online event I do for 2 days. Everybody has, it's like a party for healers. It's so fun. It's so awesome and just filled with information to support energy scanning and also building your business, getting new clients. Check out my energy scan training through the link in the notes below. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free meditate, make money meditation today. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just share a few more things about the sacral chakra energy. So, yeah, I mean, like, I like to think about like the most recent scans I've had too. I did one today, and she had a lot of great energy, a lot of bright energy, a lot of, well, one of the overall, this isn't just the sacral, but overall, one of the mistakes people that read energy do on chakras is they'll say open or closed, all that stuff. And then they'll get blinded by how expanded a chakra is, but they're not looking for the down, Debbie down. Yeah, that sounds horrible. No, the downside energy, the contracted energy in the chakras. So, no matter how expanded that chakra looks, or is perceived or felt or seen or known to you, you want to be looking for what contraction there is. So for her, I felt this with her, this one I did today, actually, it wasn't that kid. Sometimes it starts off as just more expanded. With her is more like a tension, perfectionism, but I could tell she's a very joyful person at another level, filled with a lot of joy. So I was able to describe the perfectionism and how that, suppresses some of the joy, as joyful as she can be. And then add in, you could have a great, you're someone that likes to have fun, and you do have fun, and you could have a lot of joy, you experience a lot of good energy. So congratulations on that, right? So I can, pick all those different things up, but you have to be looking for both things and be able to toggle between, the retrograde of the so-called retrograde of the chakra and also the expanded energies. Otherwise, you're only seeing a portion of what's going on. Now, there's even more. There's always more, to the story, but just even if you look at those two things, it's really helpful. So yeah, I mean, sometimes any of these chakras, I might see some of their traumas, the ages where there was abuse. Those numbers might pop in. I might get a number. If I don't get a number, I'll ask for one for the age. There's a high correspondence between what I get and what the truth is, of course. If it's not dead on, it's relatively close. And, there's usually a reason why I'm getting a different number than maybe the actual age it happened. Um, so yeah, so I want to be looking for those aspects. One of the cool things is we want to be looking for is how spontaneous can this person be? This will be the last point I'll make for today. There's spontaneity, I'm sorry, versus, we have to make a smart choice. one of the things I talk about in the manual for energy scan training. And so people are spontaneous, and it's like, yes, I'll just say yes. I'm saying yes all the time. Uh, like the Yes Man movie, a lot of good things happen, if you just keep saying yes and embracing everything. Then again, you might find like, wow, maybe I went a little too far on this yes stuff. And also that because so there's not enough discernment maybe, within that sacral chakra to, perceive that perhaps, maybe this isn't aligned for me, maybe this isn't really great for me. It's an overactive, like Energizer Bunny yes machine to the joy of choosing something that sounds exciting, just yes. And so one of the areas we might find is not only in your heart, but also in the sacral chakra. Of course, it could be people pleasers. We can find those patterns in the throat and et cetera, et cetera. But one of the things is if people are very spontaneous in the moment, um, sometimes they're just choosing out of an excitement, a joy, a joyful feeling they're getting in their sacral. And you would think that would be a smart thing, but it's not always for their highest good. We have to listen with our whole body, our whole energy system to a degree, even no matter what your human design or authority. I find me as I have sacral authority, in human design for those, most of you are familiar with it. Uh, and so sacral authority, the idea with that is I know everything all at once, so I tune into my chakra. Yes, no, and whatever the truth is, it's automatic for me. And so there's truth to that for sure. And then, but it's possible I'll perceive a yes and I know right away, yes, in my sacral. But if I'm getting another feeling somewhere else in my energy system, I don't ignore it. I take a look at it, and it may actually change the resonance in my sacral chakra. So I think like some of these simplistic teachings around guidance and stuff work most of the time, but it's not fail proof. If something is telling you no, inside your energy, no matter where you normally get your guidance, sometimes you have to pay attention. At least that's what I found for myself. Maybe some of you, it's like 100 out of 100. Your hand shakes or whatever. All the things I've heard of people intuition over the years. My hand shakes. It's always right. Like okay, great. I mean, but that's not what I've seen. I've seen that there's no one tell for everything necessarily. So we want to, if when we get that, yes, okay, it seems like it's true. Now my sacral is super yes and super engaged in something, then I know it's a slam dunk. Then it's not even a question. And so this is something we've talked about on another episode, actually with human design experts. So the De Luna team, I'll just put it that way. They look for the De Luna Spiritual Rockstar podcast. And we talked about this. Is it a full yes? Is it a complete yes? And those of you with sacral authority, we might do better, to really just listen fully to that sacral chakra. And if it's not a big yes, maybe don't even bother. So I'm still growing with that one. I mean, I do say no to so many things all the time, but it's one I could even go further with for sure. So yeah, are we spontaneous or are we more controlled? We've got to always have a plan. We always got to, methodically kind of go through everything before we make a decision. We can't trust that spontaneous spark that's already knows it wants to do it and it's already yes, is already on board, is already on that boat or that cruise ship. Now we've got to, look at everything first. We look at everything first, then we'll maybe check in with the spontaneous spark within. So yeah, we have to, trust the spontaneity more is where the more expanded energy is for the sacral chakra. But we also have to listen to discernment. Are we grounded? Are we, is it for the highest good? Maybe listening to some of the other information and energy that we're feeling. So yeah, you can tell how people might make decisions in part by that sacral chakra and how it flows with decisions. Is it spontaneous? It's like a yes machine, or is it like I need to mull it over type of vibe in there? I just find like I can discern those things pretty well through the sacral chakra alone. And yeah, so even if they're emotional authority and solar plexus and all that, it's still there's a influence and a vibe around that in really, in multiple chakras, including the sacral. So that's another thing I like to look at is decision making sometimes. And so in the energy there, is it bouncy? Is it expanded? Is it or is it like this tight, just tension, this tight little thing, just below the belly button there, and that sacral chakra, a couple inches down below, it's like a little circle of energy for some of us, and sometimes it's a more expanded energy there. And so, how expanded it is can show me a lot too, or how small, and it could be a sense of hiding. I want to just be a monk. I want to hold my sense of my light and my expression in the world down, then it'll be a smaller energy there. So there's all these different little things that I've picked up through all these thousands of energy scans. So that's what I want to share with you today. If you'd like to go deeper with this, go to the Energy Scan Secrets Call, number 1. Number 2, if you're curious and you already want to check out the Energy Scan training, my 2-day online training to learn energy scanning and also to learn how to get more clients rapidly and profoundly. And remember, I'm usually I want to say one of the most popular. Okay, because it sounds too much like a bragging, but it's just true. When you offer energy scans, you become very popular at events and conferences and all that stuff, and you become really sought after, so, and it's wonderful for helping to serve people and through the scanning itself, and also generating new clients, which is what so many of you healers are looking for more of, or secretly desire, right? Healer types. Even if you're a coach, you might be a healer type. Okay, so check out the Energy Scan Secrets Call. Go sign up for the next one. And number 2, you can check out the energy scan training directly if you want to, because there might be one coming up extremely soon. You may be already feeling like this is something that might be of interest to me. All right, so go ahead and check all that out. I'm grateful to share all this with you today. I hope it was insightful and helpful to you. And like I always say, keep on tuning in, and we'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till next time, everyone.
For listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.